Welcome back all, hope you are all very well. The sun is shining, it feels like summertime and Royal Ascot is almost upon us. 5 days of Royal Ascot Festival action begins this Tuesday. Really looking forward to it this year. I think it's going to be a fantastic 5 days of horse racing action. So with no further ado, let's take a look at our selections for day 1. Folks, just very quickly before we get into the selections, just want to touch upon the Derby. We had 2 selections there. Lambourne was one of them, and I got him in the anti-post at 14s as well, so really nice selection there. That's actually 3 winners in 3 years for us on this channel for the Derby, which is really nice. The Lion in Winter, nowhere to be seen for him for our second selection, but really nice to pick up Lambourne there as my big bet of the Derby weekend. Our other 2 bets, Quilling Queen didn't run too well in the Oaks, but Whirl gave it a real good go, and she was, a really good second place, just losing by a neck. And really pleased for Wayne Lawton actually to bounce back and then win the Derby after his second on Will. So really good weekend that was. But I just want to say that, whilst we've obviously got the Derby winner 3 out of 3 years, which is absolutely fantastic, but we don't always get it right. There's no guarantee of anything on here. We just try and give some honest insight on selections. Obviously before that, the Dante Festival at York was a bit of a disaster, so I want to always be balanced, want to call it out when we do well, call it when we don't. But I think overall we've done very well on this channel. But I just want to say we can't always get it right. We'll always just give what I believe is genuine value selections, and I'll always try and give some insight where possible. Hopefully people enjoy that. But I think it's good to point out and be very balanced. Say sometimes things go amazingly well, sometimes they don't, but overall I think we've done very well. But no guarantees of anything. You can have a really good year and then the following year things don't quite pan out how you expect. So just wanted to say that. And if you want any more, I do talk about this in more detail. I just released a video and about YouTube and the future of YouTube, the origins behind this channel, etc. I've got a longer video on that if you want to take a look at it. I'll put the link in the comments below about the full truth about this channel. Right, we've waffled there for a couple of minutes, so let's go on to the selections for Royal Ascot day 1, and we're actually going in for something in the first race, 2:30, the first race on Tuesday. Let's take a look. So the 2:30 on Tuesday is the Queen Anne Stakes over the mile, Group 1. What a start to the weekend. There's actually 2 selections got for this race. The first one is Lead Artist, 9-2. Really impressive performance. Last time out, the Lockings thought he was absolutely magnificent that day at Newbury, battling back to take down Dancing Gemini. Rosalion was also in that race, and those are the 3 all at the top of the betting for this race. Rosalion currently favourite at 3-1. Then you got Dancing Gemini at 9-2, and Lead Artist, really do like him at 9-2. Super speedy and horse with a really good attitude, I think. It's a Gosden horse with Colin Keane on board, and I do feel that he has every chance of going close again come Tuesday in this race. It's going to be absolutely fascinating to see how he does, but really do like the look of Lead Artist. Second selection, slightly left field at a much bigger price, but it's our second bet for this race, and it is Carl Spackler, 16-1, making his UK race course debut. We've only seen this horse running in the US to date, but he's won some pretty big races out there, including a Grade 1 last time out, the Makers mark mile stakes over at Keeneland. Thought he ran really well that day. Capable of running from the front or sitting slightly off the leaders and running well. He's run some really big times. Yes, on some pretty fast ground. But the ground at Ascot, well, the weather's going to be super dry, isn't it? We'll see how much they do water it. But I certainly feel if this horse can travel over and get a good run of things, he can most definitely outrun those odds. Certainly very, very capable. You never quite know what you're going to get with the horses coming across from the US for the first time over here. But this horse has shown bags of ability, and at that type of price I feel there is some value there, so I'll be getting on board Carl Spackler. Tuesday at Ascot is just such a good day. Just love the Group 1 action, and our next selection is in a Group 1 race, the 20 past 4 race, which is the St James's Palace Stakes, over a mile, or just very short of a mile officially, but it is a mile for all intents and purposes. And we've got Field of Gold 8-11, super skinny at the time of recording. Ruling Court 5-2, but the one I like the look of here is Henri Matisse 4-1. This horse, yeah, a lot of people will be talking about Field of Gold versus Ruling Court in this race. Can Field of Gold reverse the form from the 2,000 guineas? With the battle between those two, but the one I really, as I say, like the look of here, and back up at an each way price because it's only 7 runners, so you can get him at 4-1, I think potentially even 9-2 in places at the time of recording. Henri Matisse, really a super fast horse. This horse really impressive. He won a Group 1 last time out back at the start of May. That was over in Paris. Longchamp there won really nicely there from John Quill in second. A horse with a really good attitude. He also won a really nice race over at the Breeders' Cup Festival. It was the Juvenile on the turf over there back last year at Del Mar. Fabulous performance from that day. Didn't have the most easiest of passages either. It was very, very wide. But Ryan Moore timed his run to perfection. I mean, he has an amazing turn of foot, this horse. Once the accelerator is pressed on Henri Matisse, he will go for it. So it's whether this race suits him to the ground. That's the only real question mark. But at this type of price, I do fancy him to go well. And Field of Gold and Ruling Court, the market will be slightly skewed given those two horses have won big races in recent times. They've both won guineas. The Field of Gold won the 2,000 guineas over in Ireland. Ruling Court won the 2,000 guineas over in England. And they were the 1-2 in the guineas at Newmarket as well. So you've got to think about that. And I just feel this horse is just fascinating run. I think he's got every bit of potential to go and win this race, and he is my big anti-post bet for Ascot this year. So best of luck if you're having a bet on that race. Right, so those are the day one picks. We'll be back every day with selections for Ascot this week. I wish you all the very best, whatever you're getting on. Let me know what you're getting on in the comments. What's your best bet for Tuesday? What's your best bet for the week? And as I say, wish you all the best and take care. We'll speak again very soon. Good luck, everyone.